What is going on? Welcome to episode 49 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. Player 2 on this one's Captain Logan. What's up, my dude?
How's it going, man?
It is going good. It is going good. Hey, if you guys enjoyed that music you just heard, that is from On Being Human. Make sure to check them out. They've got a full album of basically Nintendo covers from like Nintendo and Super Nintendo era games. Super good stuff. They also have a full-length album coming out soon, I believe. So that's On Being Human. Before we get into all this, just real quick, if you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, you can go to audibletrial.com/NPC. And there you can pick from many, many books. A book that has been recommended recently is Inferno Squad, which is basically the prequel to Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I just played all the way through that story and was awesome. And Destinaut has been saying if you read the book, it makes that campaign even better. So keep that in mind. That's audibletrial.com/NPC. The chair I'm sitting in from OPC, chair's so good they should be nerfed. That's the slogan I made up for him. And it's really comfortable, very affordable. If you want to save yourself $10 when you get one, just go to opseat.com, use coupon code N64Josh. And because I've had some people ask, I finally set up a Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/N64Josh, you can support on different levels there. There's different exclusive pieces of content, that kind of stuff. I don't want to preach Patreon. It's there. That's all more I'm going to say. You can go check it out if you want to. We do this show live Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv/N64Josh. If you're here with us live, thank you so much. We're so glad you're here. If you can't make it and you're just listening either through your podcast player or on YouTube, thank you so much. We do appreciate it. If you want to find all the links that we mentioned in this episode, you want to be able to watch or just listen, you can go to lootcave.com/NPC49. I think that is all of the housekeeping. Now we can get on with this show. And Kirby Geek, welcome. Captain Logan, who's in here with me. Thanks for the resub, dude, to my Twitch. Appreciate it, man.
Just feeding the ego, that's all.
I know, yeah, thanks. My headphones don't fit now. My head's too big. So let's talk about what you've been playing, dude. What have you been playing this last week?
Oh, man. Well, if you guys have been in the stream lately, the last week or so, you've probably seen me been struggling with Skyrim. I've been having a heck of a time playing that game. It is so nice, and to get to experience it the first time after it's like little remaster and a couple mods and stuff, it's so good. I had no idea I was missing out on such a good game, and I'm looking forward to so many more games like this that I know I've probably missed in the last 7 to 10 years coming to the Switch, where I know I can pretty much play it whenever on whatever screen I want. So it's been a lot of fun. I've been learning a lot about dragons and absorbing souls and not stealing, because apparently they want you to steal everything in this game.
Yeah, you got to be careful. They don't want you stealing. You'll get they don't like it. So be aware.
And it's really cool. The amiibo support is probably one of the coolest features to get to check out. I made the mistake of doing what I do in Zelda, where I go out into the middle of nowhere and drop a whole bunch of chests and open them all up and everything's fine. And in Skyrim, if you do that, you get overloaded with gear and you can't run. And you don't want to lose the gear because you basically want to sell it, because that's why you spawned on those chests. So then you start slowly walking back to town. And that was one of the most, that was like the biggest lesson I learned. It's like, oh, there's a weight thing to this game. I can't just carry everything in a magical pouch and get back to town and sell it all. Dang. So.
There are ways to improve that, though, so you'll find over time.
Oh, good.
Many ways, actually. It's quite cool. So, let me ask you real quick, because I have yet to use my amiibo in that game. Do any of the Zelda amiibo unlock the Link armor, or is it only Breath of the Wild?
Yeah. Yeah, so I have every single Zelda amiibo because that's, I mean, if you can't tell looking at the stream, if you're just listening, I'm wearing a Legend of Zelda shirt. I have a blanket on my bed that's Zelda. There's a Hylian shield on my wall. There's a Master Sword up near my other amiibo. Like, I'm a little bit of a Zelda fan, just a little bit, nothing too major. So I basically sat down and started pulling them all off the shelf and started scanning each one in. I got every single one scanned in, and I got the full set of Hylian armor, the Hylian shield, the Master Sword, all in one go. And it was so cool to finally to get all that and to wear it. And of course, I barely started the game. I'm probably like an hour in, and I've got this gear that's just awesome. And I'm like, this is cool.
Right.
This is like end game Breath of the Wild stuff. At the beginning of this game, I'm set. Let's go. Let's go smash something.
Yeah. Maybe it's spoilery. I don't know. Is the Master Sword pretty cool in the game?
It is. I haven't figured out if it does a little beam attack that the traditional Master Sword would, but just the fact that it's stronger than any one-handed weapon I had, and the shield is stronger than any shield that I had, and the armor, the Hylian armor actually takes over like boots, pants, like shirt, like gloves, like it takes over everything, and it's stronger than the stuff that I had, which is just like the initial like hide armor stuff. And I just want to hang on to it, and I know there's ways that I can probably upgrade it, because you can upgrade everything in this game apparently. So I'm looking forward to when I can get the materials I need to like sharpen my Master Sword, because that sentence is just so cool to have in another game that isn't titled The Legend of Zelda burr, 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 burr.
Yeah, right.
So.
Right. Well, and a lot of people compared Breath of the Wild to Skyrim. So, and we're going to get more into Skyrim later on in the show as well. It's kind of going to be in our reviews and impressions section. But have you been playing anything else?
I played a little bit more of Doom because I feel bad that I bought it the week before, and I played a fair amount of it, and then like Skyrim was coming out, and I was just getting anticipated for that. But I went back and I played some more Doom. I love that gameplay. That is a great first-person shooter to have on the Switch. When all I want to do is just run in, shoot a few things, get stuck, and then as soon as I get stuck, I'm just like, nope, okay, I'll hit the power button and I'll come back another day. And that's great for that. And then when I come back, it's like, all right, fresh take on the environment. Let's look around, follow the green lights, and eventually I'll figure out how to get through this way.
Yeah, it's crazy that we're seeing this caliber of game on a Nintendo console. Like I'm absolutely loving it, man. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Skyrim, Doom. As far as games I've been playing, it's been Mario Odyssey. Still trying to collect stars. I put over 100 moons in the Odyssey in one go, so that was kind of fun. Watching all those moons just go and go and go. Finally got to play it on my my big screen downstairs. We got the remodel all done, and it was funny. My wife's like, I just want to watch you play Odyssey. Like, I want to see this game. And so got to run around on the big screen. The game looked gorgeous. Seeing like showing them Mario in his boxers. They were laughing at that. And then like I had him in like his big like puffy jacket and hoodie or whatever, just so that he could stay warm on the ice, and just fun stuff. Like it's fun stuff. So did a little
Did
more
you
of that.
show him the clown suit?
I don't think so. I can't remember all the ones I showed him. I showed him a few of them though, and they were cracking up. So did jump into Skyrim for a little bit. Mostly played handheld. Played on screen a little bit last night to capture footage for my review, and very impressed. And we'll get into that later. And I did pick up Star Wars on the Xbox, so I actually played through that campaign and have really enjoyed it.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's really fun, man. Really good stuff. And then I did some Mario Kart. Just jump back into that on stream, and man, I love that game. Like, and it's so nice. It's one of those games that's like I can put it in, and like I feel like the cobwebs go away very quick, and it's just right back to trying not to get destroyed when you're in first place, basically, right? Because it's just green shell and blue shell and red shell and bullets and it's crazy. So, but one of
I
the
was
things that
watching.
was
I
go
was
ahead.
watching you last night. A lot of people were throwing red shells in front of you, back at you.
Yeah,
Like that is
not cool.
that a new meta?
It
Like, did
must
we
be.
did we we switched to shooting red shells behind us?
Kirby Geek says right back to Mario Kart. Exactly, exactly. But one of the things I did this last week is, like I said, I played Odyssey on my big screen. But basically, I got my girls together, my two daughters and my wife, and we grabbed a stack of Switch games. And I kind of just said, "Hey, what do you guys want to play?" And so we jumped back into ARMS, and that was a lot of fun. Getting back into that game, and we were doing 4-player matches, and it's hectic, it's crazy, but we were having a good time. Doing some volleyball in ARMS was pretty fun. So that game recently updated, new characters, like they're still supporting that game, and we had a good time. We had a really good time with it. Of course, got to play some Overcooked because that's one of their favorites. They love playing that one. And I'm trying to think. We had a stack of games we were going to try, and we were even going to try Bomberman, but I don't know. It was a little tough trying to get them to pick one that they wanted to do. So,
Yeah, that just got a big update too. There was a lot of characters they added to it.
oh really? Yeah, that's right. I heard about that. That. I
Yeah.
didn't see what they added exactly, but yeah. So it was really cool though. Just and then the neat thing is we actually got a Switch for the downstairs TV now, and so just seeing my daughter pick it up, play ARMS, like the other one was playing Odyssey for the first time on her own. Like it's just really neat that they're able to get into those games and play those games and have a good time doing it. So I love watching them just kind of lose themselves in Nintendo games, and they've been doing that with Animal Crossing Pocket Camp,
Oh man.
so
Yeah.
pick that up as well, right? So that's the other thing I've been playing just a little bit today. But as far as pickups go, I got Skyrim. I had a bunch of stuff show up today in the mail. I thought it was going to be here tomorrow, but Gunvolt. I got a really cool, like limited edition Axiom Verge called the Multiverse Edition, and I'm showing it on the screen right now if you're just listening. It's got the game cartridge. This is what it includes, and it's in a big cardboard box. I was surprised at how big the box was. A Blu-ray documentary produced by 2PP, that's the name of the producer, with 5+ hours of extras, exclusive art book, double-sided poster and world map, and weapons items, and the official soundtrack CD. So pretty cool stuff. It was only $10 more than the regular version of the game, the regular physical version. So I don't really want to open this, but I am going to do an unboxing of it because I totally want to watch the documentary. I've been watching a lot of documentaries lately, like Game Over and Nintendo Quest, that kind of stuff, and I love it. So I'm excited to jump into that. Kirby Geek
Yeah, a lot of
says
those are fun.
Kirby Geek says Pocket Camp, more like Pocket Thief.
You're just doing what nature wanted you to do. Go pick that fruit, catch them bugs, go fishing,
And
You don't
give
have
Nook
to
real
sti-
money.
Well, you know what, Nook is doing us all a favor by being the one person who provides us with the things we want the most without having to ship them via Amazon.
There you go. That'll be the next game. As far as I think Sonic is how you say it, or Exonic, I'm not sure. It's a rhythm game, and then Marvel Superheroes 2 is the other pickup I had. So,
I'm jealous about that Marvel superheroes too, because I've been watching some people stream that, and it looks really, really fun. There's a ton of characters in that too. I can't even believe like how many characters I saw just with the people playing in the first couple hours.
oh, really, really cool. I'm excited to jump into that one. I love those Lego games, and a huge Marvel fan, so it'll be fun. But as far as any major upcoming releases, guys, I'm just gonna say go to Nintendo.com. I think we're actually gonna just eliminate this section because there's just so many games coming out. If there's something really worth noting, or we get a review copy of something early that we can talk about, that's what we're gonna leave that for. I know Nintendo Voice Chat talked a lot about Iron Chef Brigade. Is that what it's called? Is it or
Yeah.
yeah?
Or Battle
Battle
Chef
Chef,
Brigade.
Iron Chef is the actual show or whatever.
Yeah.
So that
And
sounds pretty
that's
fun, right? You know a little more about it, I think,
yeah.
than I do.
That's a game where it's really interesting. Adult Swim Games makes it. It's a cross between two different genres. It's a 2D side-scrolling action adventure type game, and then basically as this chef, you're going out into the world and you're killing monsters and you're collecting materials, and then once you've collected enough stuff, you go back to your kitchen and you start playing this kind of bejeweled like Puyo Tetris type game where it's like you have to create these meals by shifting the gems to match the colors so that you can actually like cook the right and like it depends on the ingredients that you're using and the recipes and there's always like a rush because you're running on time because you're supposed to be feeding these people in your restaurant, and if you don't have the materials you have to run back out into the world and hack and slash your way through creatures to get materials and then come back and play more Bejeweled to get it. Looks really good. It looks very stylized. It's very solid tones with nice decorative screens and the depth to what you can do with some of the cooking is really awesome. I'm really I'd love to get a chance to play this soon as I get done with Skyrim.
Get done with Skyrim? That's not something that happens, man.
Tell me that. There has to be an end. There's
no
always
end.
an end.
There's no end. If you get to the end, you won't play anything until next year, probably 2 years. Like it's a massive endeavor. So,
well, it depends on what's coming out next year. I mean, we're still kind of lackluster on the announcements.
Yeah, we have a few. We just need some dates, right? But
yeah.
So let's jump into Animal Crossing Pocket Camp now. We're just gonna kind of hit our news and talking points next, and this game was supposed to come out tomorrow, as of recording, and that's what Nintendo tweeted November 22nd, and then I woke up this morning and the first tweet I saw was, "It's out," and so I downloaded it and was late to work because of Animal Crossing.
Oh, you too?
Pocket Camp.
You too? Yeah. I was late to work as well, and it had a lot to do with getting through that first little bit of tutorial.
Yeah. So, according to SensorTower.com, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is already the top 10 grossing game in Japan. So, I'm just going to read a little bit from this article here. It says, despite being launched a day ahead of its widely publicized November 22nd release date, it would appear that players around the globe were more than ready to download and start spending money in Nintendo's latest mobile game. Soft launch in Australia last month, the game has become #1 downloaded iPhone app in the US App Store in just 7 hours and rocketed into the top 10 highest grossing iPhone apps on Japan's App Store in the same amount of time. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is currently the most downloaded iOS app in 8 countries, including United States, Japan, Canada, France, Germany, Spain, Austria, Luxembourg. It's in the top 10 most downloaded apps in an additional 5 countries, which include Great Britain, Ireland, Switzerland, Italy, and Singapore. And then it goes on to show a chart of just how fast this game is it's just crazy how fast it's getting downloaded. So, this is nuts, dude. This is nuts, and this only is iOS. They don't have the Google Play charts yet. So
yeah.
So like, what?
This is basically like the Sims for your mobile phone from a Nintendo standpoint. I mean, we've been playing these games since 2002. I mean, this is insane. This is amazing, and the fact that they brought it to the iOS, it feels so good. But I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this really kind of sets the level for the rest of the Nintendo games that come out on mobile. I really hope this kind of sets a precedent. Like we figured out Super Mario Run, people don't want to pay up front. We figured out with Fire Emblem that people are okay with microtransactions. This feels like a good blend. Even today, like the first thing, they've got the special offer with first 72 hours they're doing a special purchase. You can buy it for you can buy like specific things to get like Tom Nook and KK Slider to come into your town with leaf tickets and stuff. And they're definitely pushing the microtransactions, but it's not pushy to the point where you feel like it's impeding the gameplay of it, which that's really cool. But dude, top grossing game in Japan a day before it was supposed to be launched, like that's nuts. I would have guessed that.
I'm not that surprised, just knowing Animal Crossing and then knowing how well Fire Emblem did, and it's not even Fire Emblem's, I wouldn't say as well known as Animal Crossing, at least in the States. Maybe over across the pond, it probably is probably did quite a bit better over there. But I mean, it. I'm blown away, man. Like I'm stoked because there's so many things that this little mobile app does right. I'm excited for the future of the series. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't one of the original things they said about this game is that it would tie in with a retail release?
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember hearing that a long time ago. Like they didn't have anything to say about a retail release, but they said that there was going to be a tie-in with it. So I mean, that could be anything. It could be New Leaf on 3DS. It's hard to say. I mean, we could be getting a Switch one. I mean, that's kind of what everyone is hoping for, right? I mean, everyone would love to have their mobile phone that's on with them all the time, and to have a mobile hotspot to take the stuff that you just did out and about and sit down and pop on your Wi-Fi for your Switch, and then have all that awesome stuff transfer over to your main game. I mean, it's kind of like a head in the clouds dream scenario, but I mean, it's possible now.
Yeah, which is crazy. I think, and this is just my my assumption, and it's for basically for a talking point. But I think that we are going to see our camper in the retail game that we get for the Switch. And what I'm hoping is that with said camper, if you take it to a friend's town, you could, stay the night there, maybe even stay a couple days there, whatever. Like, hopefully the game could save and do that kind of stuff. Because if you visit a town right now, you can't it saves when you start, when you join the town and when you leave, but that's kind of it. So, and maybe this is the kind of thing that maybe we get to travel more than just to another town. Maybe the world of Animal Crossing becomes so much bigger than just the one little town that it's been for so long. Maybe.
So you're kind of hoping that this acts as like a transport device for us to go to different, like not just other villagers' towns, but maybe like Animal Crossing cities.
Possibly, or maybe there's like a what are like KOAs or whatever. Maybe there's just a bunch of different campgrounds that we can travel more than just by train this time around. Kirby Geek says, so you can stay the night if your friend's lawn is cleared out, like their campground has to be cleared. So you can't just go there and forget, like if they forget. Well, I mean, you'd have to have the option to be able to kick them out, right? So that you can evict them so that you can get the friends you want staying there. But, and the thing is with New Leaf, we already have a campground. They added that. That's the whole like the amiibo function and everything was everybody shows up in their campers.
Yeah.
I have amiibo
It
cards
feels like,
of their campers, you know.
yeah, it would be kind of funny if it started ending like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and you just got your buddies just parking in your driveway at your town, just not wanting to go and bringing all their junk furniture over. Like, nobody wants the modern set. Why'd you guys give me the modern set? That's not the cool set. Yeah.
But and maybe that's another part of this like retail the way they intertwine is that you're already starting to build your collection of furniture for the future game right now. And if it's just a lot of stuff that we've kind of already seen in the past, the modern set, you know, like not a bunch of new stuff, maybe it kind of keeps that stuff out of the way so that we can get newer stuff. But it's like, hey, if I want to have a modern room, well, hey, it's still here. You're going to find a lot of that in this app and maybe not necessarily in the game, so that the game can have new stuff, fresh stuff, you know. But even the way they've progressed, go ahead.
If they do that, then they seriously need to give me all the little Game Boy Advanced, like swipe the NES cards
The
to get the
e-reader?
systems in game. Like, I want that mobile. You guys can make any new stuff you want. That's fine, Nintendo. I appreciate that. But if you're gonna like keep all the old stuff just for the mobile stuff, I want those NES games.
Yeah. That's what Hate said in our Discord. He's like, "Hey, do you think we're gonna get our virtual console games back?" I'm like, "I don't know, man." The best I
Virtual
could see him,
console on the mobile.
yeah, the best I could see him doing is like, maybe some of the games you have on your Switch already, you could possibly have like, you know, maybe a Switch console in your game, and you could go and play it, or somebody could show up to your town and play a demo of the game or something. I don't know, because at least that still allows, it still works as a marketing tool. Like, oh, you've got Axiom Verge, check it out real quick, you know, or whatever. I don't know. Obviously, we're just speculating. It's just fun.
I would love to see villagers in a room together, like playing 1-2 Switch against each other.
Oh yeah.
Just see them try and push 1-2 Switch even more through Animal Crossing. They're like, look, no, guys, really, even the villagers like playing it.
Oh, that was the other game we played this weekend, though, was 1-2 Switch. My daughters loved it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the quick draw and stuff. I was like, I know there's another game, but force your animal friends to play snipper clips, and whoever doesn't work well with you, kick them out. Oh my goodness. So
That'd be fun.
I mean, who knows? We don't have any. Everything's just speculation at this point. But like, I feel like there are definitely things that have happened in this game that have progressed the series already. Using honey to attract different bugs, so that you're not just stuck, like, just wandering the entire time, but you can actually attract bugs to your location. That would be great. Being able to throw a net to catch a bunch of fish. That's pretty cool. And just, I'm trying to think of some of the other things that they added. I haven't got to play all that much. Kirby Geeks in all caps, like the fishing net, you know. So getting like 5
I
fish
really
at
do
once.
love that. That is really cool. I love the they've got the market place now too, with friends, like running around and seeing friends who like they've captured like octopus already, and they're selling it for way more than octopus is really worth, but they still have it, and I can get it if I need it. So if there's a villager that I'm trying to, you know, like swoon to come to my camper because they're really good at telling ghost stories and they just love calamari, I know that someone in my friends list is going to have calamari on their market thing, and I just got to buy it from them for the right price, not the 500 bells. Take that off. You know who you are. Take the 500 bells off. But it gives you the ability to share without actually like speaking with anyone. You know, you can still share stuff from your experience playing the game with friends who may, like, you know, they run into you and they're like, oh, I wonder what he's got, and he's like, oh, you've got that furniture? I haven't seen that furniture yet, and it's going to cost me a lot to craft it, but Nook had it on sale. So it's like that's the sharing thing that I'm seeing with this game already, and it's awesome.
Yeah, there's like you said, it's awesome. That's what it is. I can't wait to dive into it more. Like, what's funny is, I mean, I'll we'll be downstairs, my wife, my daughters, and it'll just be we'll all be playing that game. I can guarantee you, Thanksgiving morning, the parade will be on, and we'll be down there playing Animal Crossing on our phones, like going, "Hey, I need the charger. What? We've only been awake for 2 hours. I need the charger." So yeah, I'm really stoked about this game. And the first thing I saw, if you play for 10 days straight, you can get the paint job that looks like the Animal Crossing DS that came out a few years ago, which is white with the different, like there's leaves and fruit and stuff on it, kind of the old background or whatever for Animal Crossing. So
Oh, nifty.
um, this
That's really
Kirby Geek says this is when you learn who is an actual scalper out of your group of friends. Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So moving right along in our points here, Splatoon 2 it's getting a pretty big update. Um, we're gonna see the addition of new maps, an increased level cap, more hairstyles, music tracks, and 140 pieces of gear, followed by a new competitive mode in December, and that's from The Verge. Like, what was your reaction when you saw all this stuff?
This was a surprise. Like we got, like, oh man, this morning was crazy. Waking up to find out Animal Crossing was out, and then downloading that, and then everyone else is also talking about this huge like holiday Splatoon 2 update. I haven't played Splatoon 2 in a while. Like I actually I didn't play this weekend's Splatfest because I couldn't decide between fantasy and sci-fi, and I wasn't going to put myself in that position where I had to choose because I'm going to have both if I have to have anything. But I haven't really had anything to really drive me to play it anymore. I had a really good time when it first came out, and a lot of the past Splatfests have been good, except for ketchup and mayo. That was ridiculous. But this is really interesting. I'm really glad to see that because we've been getting subtle like weapon updates. Like we've been getting a constant stream of new weapons and stuff. But the fact that we're getting like actual changes to your character, like being able to have different hairstyles, a lot more clothing, a whole new mode, like this is stuff that I wasn't expecting when they said that they were going to be supporting it with Splatfests for an additional like year's worth of gameplay. And I'm starting to notice like Nintendo, when they say they're going to support it, they mean like support. Like they're just gonna they're gonna keep working on making this game better and better and better, totally free, no DLC. Like that's amazing to me. The fact that they're pushing this out completely free.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot here. There's a lot here. Even Kirby Geek says, "I thought we were just getting gear."
Hmm.
You know what is? Isn't it 4 maps too? I believe.
I don't know how many specifically, but I know just looking at the trailer that they released, I know I counted at least 3 maps. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's 4. Then there's just one that I missed. But man, and they look like good maps too. You've got like a gym, you've got like a natural history museum. Like I want to see some history in the Splatoon world. I want to know what the heck they have in there. That's awesome.
Okay,
Build
so
out some lore.
Kirby Geek confirmed we did see 4, 2 new ones and 2 old ones. So, I mean that's
They're
great,
all new
though.
to me.
It's still exactly. They're gonna be new to me too. So that's great. Like, and I'm excited. I actually did play this Splatfest. I picked sci-fi. I chose poorly, I guess, but I was in the midst of playing Star Wars, so I'm like, well, it's sci-fi right now, like, but had I been like in Skyrim, I probably would have said fantasy. So, that's a really tough choice. It's almost
It
like
is.
it's almost like something they shouldn't make us choose. Honestly,
Yeah.
that
They,
wasn't an
they
easy one.
that was not a fair choice. They could have picked 2 totally different things. Like they could have gone something easy like Star Wars versus Star Trek, and I think that would have been a lot more polarizing than trying to make people pick between like fantasy and sci-fi. It's like No, don't. Some of the best series are both. Like you got your Game of Thrones and you got your Star Trek fans, and don't make them choose. That's not fair.
Yeah, they should have done like sci-fi versus sports.
It's just like the Splatfest that doesn't actually happen.
There's like no, like three people pick sports. Oh man. So another thing that I found really, really interesting is Jim Sterling, who is a fairly big YouTuber. He's definitely a critic of Nintendo. He's not a huge fan. His content is not stuff I watch all the time. It's not for me. Um, that doesn't mean, I'm not going to put it down or anything like that. It's just not for me. But I saw on either the Nintendo Switch subreddit or the Nintendo subreddit that he basically put out a video saying Nintendo is killing it and I was wrong. Which that takes that takes some guts to put out a video like that. And he still has his issues with it, and that's fine. Like he's welcome to his opinion, of course. It doesn't affect me in any way. But it was cool to see him go back and say there's actually some really great games on this thing. Nintendo's doing a great job supporting the games, supporting the system. He made a mention of a few things he'd like to see get better or fixed, and that's fine. But one of the things I found most interesting about the video is he did a few interviews with some indie devs, and I'm just going to kind of give you guys the cliff notes. So if you want to go watch it, go ahead. If language bothers you, be aware of that because that's in his videos. But basically, he interviewed a few devs and he said, "How is it having your games on the Switch? Like, is it good? Is it And some even I think he even asked a few that were like exclusive, and they said for them it's a better choice than Steam because
And that makes a lot of sense too. I mean,
Steam's
if you
flooded,
compare,
right?
yeah, like Steam is just completely overrun with anything and everything. There's no curation. It's not a fresh market. And I saw your post in Discord, and then I went to the subreddit and I saw this, and I watched it, and I was really afraid at first because it's a very dated wrestling reference. I love Stardust. He did a really amazing thing for wrestling, but I wish that you'd kind of like posted like a start video at this time frame for me because I really didn't need to watch that first part. That was kind of rough. But he is 100% right, and he is very critical of Nintendo, and I don't necessarily agree with all of his choices, but I understand where he's coming from. And yeah, the Steam is just like clogged. I mean, I don't ever buy anything off of Steam because it's like I don't know what's going to be good or what's going to be bad outside of the big titles, and it's like I'm not going to take a risk and clog up my hard drive with something that's going to be poorly coded or not going to be worth the money that I spent. And everything's so cheap on there. It's like, well, I don't know where the value is in this game. I mean, they're giving it away for $2.99. I mean, is it worth $2.99? Is that the price they're willing to ask for it? Whereas the Switch, yeah, there's a little bit of a markup, but I mean, it's a brand new ecosystem for most people.
Yeah, and if you think about it, we've talked about it on this show with kind of at length, even that like, the Switch is releasing so many games, and are some of them getting overshadowed and not being seen and that kind of stuff. But I mean, as we're sitting here talking about this, and as I heard these comments about Steam and everything, like the reality is, I can look at every game available on the Switch right now in probably less than 30 seconds. Right? Yeah. I can hit the view all button, and it's literally going to show me every game that's there. And within 30 seconds, I could be scrolled to the bottom. Probably less, honestly. Like I'm being conservative right now. It's probably less than that, but
we could speed run the eShop,
right?
And we'd get some world records on this.
There you go. But I mean, the point is, your stuff is still being seen. If you end up getting a bestseller like SteamWorld Dig or Golf Story or Stardew Valley or whatever, you're going to be at the top of that list, for a while, until you have a game like Mario come out and just demolish everything, of course. But But it was really encouraging for me to hear that, because I was, we were kind of concerned that it was the opposite, that it was like, oh no, this is turning into Steam. But apparently right now, because it's still very small compared to Steam, and Nintendo's doing a pretty good job of making sure that the quality is still there in most of these games. Anyway, Vroom's got in somehow. I'm not sure. And the Troll and I don't know about those two, but
You have to have a minimum. You got to know like where the bottom of the bottom is with games, so that you can appreciate the mid-range to high-range games. Otherwise, it's just like the mid-range games get all flooded out, and then you're like, well, I don't know. I mean, physical contact speed, it looks like it's good, but I mean, it's no Troll and I, so at least it's better than that, right?
right, yeah, right. So, Minecraft. Where is my physical copy of Minecraft? We're still trying to figure that one out, but it did get delayed. The update that's supposed to be coming out for the graphics and the crossplay got pushed back to 2018. Is this a game you play?
It's not a game that I've invested much time in, and that's coming from someone who's never played a Minecraft game until the Switch edition. So for me, I really enjoy it. I can definitely see the appeal. There was a Max Brooks book that came out read by Jack Black that was hilarious, that got me really like yearning to play this game. And I went in and I dug a hole in the ground and I set up a bunch of torches and I killed some zombies and spiders, and I tried to make a pen to get some animals in it, and they would not listen to me no matter how much I tried. And then I put it down. And I'm wondering if maybe just like broadening the horizons of having more players and having more texture packs might bring me back. But I'm sad that they pushed it back. I'm glad that they did if it's not ready, and I hope that it's not something that's going to really kind of. I mean, Minecraft's going to be around forever, right? I mean, it's not like it's going away.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bummer, but I'm glad to see that they're willing to say like, okay, it's not ready. Let's push it off for a little bit. When it comes out, we want to make sure it's right.
Yeah, I mean, and it seems to be like, and maybe it's the crossplay that's the issue. I'm not sure. I mean, Rocket League's doing it. Maybe they want to wait until until after the first of the year when the paid service is in play, and we get more details on that. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is, but I'm fine with them taking their time, getting this kind of stuff right. If that's what's holding up the physical release, that's fine. Kirby Geek says she wants to know where the physical copy of WWE is. So, I have no clue. Yeah. We were talking today, like, where's Steep? Where's Pocket Rumble? Right? Like what happened to these games? And from what I've heard, it's been because of network issues. They can't get stuff figured out. So, as we were talking about Skyrim earlier, and Doom, and we've even mentioned Rocket League now. Like, one of the things that really impressed me with Skyrim was the fact that the port seems pretty good. Like, not a lot of like frame rate dips and stuff. At least that I've seen. I haven't spent that much time with it, so you've played with it more than me, and you said it's been pretty solid. Doom looked good. The textures are a little low compared to the Xbox One. I mean, Skyrim, even the textures are low. I watched a comparison video of all three, but it's still a fairly impressive game. And it kind of really got me thinking, like, what are some games from like the 360 PS3 era that you'd like to see on the Switch? And chat, you feel free to chime in as well.
So I love this question because it would totally, like, my choice would break everything that anyone would expect for the Switch to be successful, or like what would be cool to see. There's so many games that you could say from the last generation, but one that probably will never happen that I would love to see is Last of Us, because I never got to play that game, and I would love to get to experience it after everyone has talked so highly of it. And with the second one being announced, and we got the really gory trailer, I want to know what this game's about, and I would love to see it on the Switch. I just don't think that's ever going to happen.
It would it would be a cold day, my friend. That's the
Yeah,
some of the
it's a
games.
shame.
Some of the games I was thinking I would love to see are the Batman games, the Arkham,
Yeah,
the Arkham games, Arkham
Asylum,
City, Asylum.
all
Um,
those.
yeah, seeing those games on the Switch would be great. We did see the Telltale brought Batman over, so that's kind of cool. But um, Kirby Geek says I too would love to see Sony exclusives.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just right off the bat, we've got a couple games from. I'd like to see some more Bethesda games come out, like Wolfenstein. The first one that came out, I wouldn't mind playing that to get the story, so that when two comes out, I'll actually kind of understand more about what's going on with that. I would love to see Red Dead Redemption on there. Even oh gosh, I don't even know.
Red Dead would be great. GTA 4, of course. I mean, that's what everybody's going to say, right?
4 or 5.
That's what Kirby
'Cause
said.
then-
I'm sorry, 5.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about 4.
Maybe
but
3, 4, and 5. Let's just get the HD pack or whatever.
let's do that. Yeah. Why? If we're gonna dream, let's dream big. Let's get the whole GTA franchise on the Switch, and then we can walk around looking at cars while we're stealing cars.
There you go. Sounds good. Sounds
I'm
good.
down for that.
And I mean, I would really like to see like the Bayonetta games come over to the Switch. They were great on the Wii U.
Yeah.
But even
I've
some,
got the
like,
figures. I'd love to see them.
yeah, I mean, and Capcom's got some great, like the Devil May Cry. I mean, I know that series kind of been hit or miss, but it can be fun. There are quite a few titles. Kirby Geek's saying Assassin's Creed. There's and Ubi and Nintendo have a good. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some kind of port of Origins. Honestly,
That'd be fun. I would love to get to try some of those games. It's really exciting right now because I think this is the best time for third party companies to release even games that were made in the last 3 years on this system, where there's a strong case that it's more powerful than last gen. It's not quite as powerful as current gen, and for them to introduce it to a new revenue stream, especially lapsed Nintendo fans who skipped out on the Wii U. And maybe they're like me. Maybe they went to PC gaming and stuck with only certain games and never got to play these ones, or maybe they didn't finish them. And now they're more busy and they want to take their system on the go and play it at home. They can, and they feel like they might actually get a chance to finish up some of these titles that are just sitting around collecting dust on their hard drive or on the shelf for systems that they have other things that they've been playing. So I would love to see some old gen stuff come in.
yeah. Nightcrawler says Black Flag, and Kirby Geek says Capcom will eventually do more like Resident Evil collections, which wouldn't surprise me at all. To see a Resident Evil collection. I'm kind of surprised we haven't heard any talks of Resident Evil 7. I don't know if it would be possible to port it or not, but I mean that game is creepy. And
That's one that I think a lot of people are kind of forgotten about too, because it was right at the beginning of the year.
I haven't forgot about it. I'm halfway through it. I don't want to put it back in. I don't want it. No, it's a really fun game. Like it's really great. But if I could play it in the daylight at a park, it'd be much less scary, So just throwing that out there. But yeah, I mean, there really is. There's a lot of great titles that after seeing Skyrim run, I'm like, hey, let's go. Let's get some of these. Let's get some of these older games that maybe Nintendo fans have missed altogether. If they've only stuck with this, like with the Nintendo brand, there's been a lot of stuff they've missed from the 360 and and the PS3. So.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good games from the Wii U that I see around that I would love to see on the Switch. Just like straight ports, maybe a little touch up here and there. skip the motion controls and let me have something like Mario Maker or Smash Brothers. I know those are like the ones on our wish list for 2018. It's like I would love to see these come finally, hopefully. Please, Nintendo.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Well, hey, you've spent more time with Skyrim than me. Give us give us some impressions of that game. Like, this is your first time playing it. Do you
Yep.
regret waiting so long to play, and that you're only playing on the Switch, or do you feel like this is a good port, and I have no regrets? Are you missing the mods that you don't really know are there?
Yeah, and I think I keep hearing about this too, and you bring up some really good points because coming at this game, I realize it's a 6-year-old game. I was so excited to finally get into town and have a guard tell me about how he used to be an adventurer till he got an arrow to the knee, and then I started to realize why that's such a meme, and that was really cool because it was like I know this is a thing. I was like I feel like I'm in the dark about what's going on, but I mean apparently people think this is really funny, and then I realized like yeah, this is really funny. But the mods, like it's got 3 mods with it, and I don't know what the mods are. I don't know what they added. I don't know what kind of story they involve. And I know that a lot of people have kind of come in and said like, like, oh, I'm not going to get it again if it's not going to be able to support third party mods and stuff. And I'm just like, it's so far, I've gotten a fair ways through, and it's a solid game. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about all the glitches that are coming with it. Dude, some of these glitches are so fun. I can't tell you how many times I've just cracked up laughing at the weirdest stuff happening. I mean, I was the other day. The first dragon. I killed the dragon first try. It was really awesome. A bunch of people came around me and they're like, "You're dragonborn," and I'm like, "I'm what?" And they're like, "Dragonborn. You absorbed the soul of that dragon." I'm like, "Yeah, I did. That's freaking awesome." And then I went and I got killed by a mammoth, and I lost all that progress. So, I mean, there's some things to it that I can definitely see are dated. Like not having autosave is kind of a painful thing. I gotta retrain myself to save every 15 seconds. Like I'm on, Microsoft Word 95, and I just know my essay is going to get crashed in any second. But the visuals look really good. I saw some comparisons to 4K with like volumetric lighting on a beefed up system on the PC, and I'm like, maybe one day I'll pick that up and I'll play it on my PC and get a really amazing experience. But for what it is for a game, thanks to Mario Odyssey and the Best Buy Gamers Club, I only had to pay $35 for this game, which that's awesome for me because I realize that $60 is a lot to ask compared to other systems, even on more powerful systems. But it's portable. I get to play it at lunch. It supports all of my amiibo, which we talked earlier about me being weighed down with all the gear, not realizing like there's things I got to learn, and it's so deep and it's so story driven. Like I wasn't expecting people to run up after I turned in a quest and be like, so this thing happened and we need you to come here. I was just like, oh, well, am I done with this other guy? And chat's telling me it's like, yeah, go. And I'm like, okay, all right, well, let's go start another adventure. Apparently we're just doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm loving it. I never realized like how many people, like why people, I realize now like why people still to this day invest so much time into playing any possible way they could possibly do it. Destinaut was telling me that he's tried to play this game as a pacifist, which I think is ridiculous. And he told me about how you have to like force other people to fight each other with spells and then just run by others. And I'm just like, dude, that is crazy. Like I never thought I'd ever think of like, how do you play that? How can I possibly play this game in the weirdest, most non-aggressive way ever? And it's a thing. You can do it. It's crazy. I love it. I've been having so much fun.
If you want to get a good laugh, kill a bear and drag it up to the highest mountain you can find, and then drop the corpse and just watch it tumble down forever like a furry bowling ball. Like it's.
Did you? What?
I'm
did smoking a
serious.
bear? Did you have something against bears when you were younger? Why would you do that?
No, it's really a good time.
Are
I
you
know
jealous of their fur?
it's
Like,
twisted. A little bit. They grow beards
drag a
all over.
bear,
I can only do it on my face. So
drag a bear. Okay, so
yeah,
I got to drag
just
a bear up to the top of a
yeah,
mountain
just a real high
after I've
mountain.
killed it,
Yeah,
and then
just
like
let
kick
go.
it off
Yeah,
the
just let
mountain.
go. Just watch it. Just watch it cartwheel down the down the side of the mountain. It's pretty funny. Pretty
I'm
funny.
surprised Kirby Geek doesn't have anything to say about this, Josh.
And there goes everyone in chat. No, but like some of the things that you are missing with the mods, like if you turn on your Xbox One or your PC or whatever, lightsabers. Like you can make stuff. You can turn all the dragons into Thomas the tank engine. Like so, like when we started it up last Christmas, we're like, what the heck? We start the game and there's Thomas coming in, flying, blowing fire out of his mouth. Like it's just super goofy stuff. I mean, everybody can have big heads, or I mean, there's literally thousands of mods. It's crazy. So, there's it's all bears. Josh, Care Bear, Smokey, Yogi.
Hates them all.
Where does it stop? Teddy Ruxpin. So, but I mean, this is a very solid port of this game. If you haven't played it, or if you're like me and you played it a fair amount, but you're like, man, just the novelty of having this game on the go is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, and it's a good it can be a good just pick up and play game. Like you can go and knock out a quest in like 5 to 15 minutes, and then all right, I gotta do whatever. And so getting your oil changed or whatever, you could knock out a couple quests. And
I noticed like when you hit the sleep button, it does take you straight to the save menu. Like when you pop back in, so like you even if you just you exit out and pop it right back on, like it's super quick. And having that kind of having like a big story like that was always the problem with a lot of like RPGs is you pause it or you turn it off or a new game comes out, and when you come back you're just like, I don't remember what I was doing in this, and then you're just like, I don't want to finish it. But this is nice, like being able to pop it on, pop it off, and have it like so accessible anywhere you go. It's great. And it hasn't. I've been playing it a lot on handheld. It has not killed my battery life at all. Like I'm still getting a solid like 3 to 4 hours worth of good gameplay on handheld alone without it plugged in. That's still really important to me.
yeah, that's good to know. That is good to know. Well, Hate asked a question. He said, "So, what is the best title coming? Like the new best title coming to the Switch? We seem to be in a slow pattern after early December." And he asked us in the Discord this morning. Of course, we have Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't think that game's going to be for everyone, but I mean, it is a Nintendo game, and I hope it does well. I'm excited to try it out, but it's a lot to it's a lot to take in. It's a fairly large game. So, but we talked about like what we do know. We know Yoshi. We know Kirby, Metroid, Pokemon. What are some games we haven't heard anything about yet? Maybe like you mentioned, maybe Smash, maybe Mario Maker, maybe a Pikmin. What's Retro working on? Hate's answer was Diddy Kong Racing Battle Switch. That's what he called it. Diddy Kong Racing 2 Battle Switch. And we don't know.
And I mean, PUBG, or no, the guys that make PUBG, was it Blue Sky, Blue Hole? They just announced that they're doing a game for the Switch as well. So I mean, who knows what they're even going to be making? That could be coming. That could be a huge title on its own.
Yeah, there's another game that's kind of a battle arena game that's coming to the Switch. Its name escapes me right now, but I did fund I don't think it was a Kickstarter, but something like that to get a copy of it. I need to look it up and find the name, but it's a third-person shooter kind of thing. You drop into a big arena and just find the guns and go for it, So, and I think it's a Switch. It's not a Switch exclusive. It has crossplay between PS4 and Xbox One, or I'm sorry, with Xbox One and PC. I think. I doubt PS4. So it's Justice something. That is correct, Kirby. It's Justice something. I just don't remember the name. But so when we don't know, I'm anticipating a January Direct. I think the main focus for the rest of the holidays is going to be Splatoon. They want that to be on people's radar when they're out buying a Switch. Odyssey, of course. Zelda. We're getting that boxed edition on Black Friday that has the map in it and the Explorer's Guide or whatever. So
hopefully the DLC shortly after too.
And hopefully,
because I mean, that should be coming real soon. I'm hoping. I want that story.
Yeah, I mean the only like rumor I've heard is December 31st, but that's kind of a placeholder date for stuff. Typically, you go to Amazon, and you're like, when's this game come out? December 31st. So it's
if they're smart, then they'll probably put it after Xenosaga, but before the end of the year. I'm really hoping that they don't do it right when Star Wars The Last Jedi comes out, because I need to be able to have time to watch that movie a couple times in theaters and not worry about Zelda.
You can take Zelda with you. You'll be fine.
Oh God, how rude would that be if I go and I'm sitting in line and I'm just playing Zelda, and I'm sitting in the theater and I'm just playing Zelda, and people are like, "Are you going to turn off your phone?" And I'm like, "It's not a phone." Just get all exasperated at them.
Right.
I don't understand.
Kirby Geek says, I feel like we may see some info on it at the Video Game Awards. Yeah, that could be the case.
December 7th. Yeah, that's true. They might announce something then.
Yeah. So
what have we kind of like? That's right around the corner. Those Game Awards. How do you feel about those?
Honestly, I don't have much of an opinion on them. Like, didn't this used to be like was it the like Spike TV thing? Is it the same thing?
I know they did one.
I remember a few years ago they did some kind of Game Awards, and it was like they literally had people come out and like just mocked gamers and that kind of stuff. Like, and it was really kind of a bad, like, it was just a bad.
Not bitter
deal.
at all.
And then no, I didn't care, but I just remember like the internet cared, and so because is this tied to like Jeff Keighley and whatever?
I think it's the Jeff Keighley stuff, yeah. But I think it's all.
I think Spike is gone now. I think, but I'm not positive. I think they're out of the mix. So.
But I'm just curious, like, because I mean, we're getting on the end of the year, and I'm trying to think back at all the games that have come out, and I mean, my vote goes to Zelda, hands down. But I think that's a lot of the. I mean, Nintendo's got two really big hitters and this year, and I mean, do you think Xenosaga's? I think it's too late for Xenosaga this year, but do you think it's going to be one of those things where Xenosaga, if it's as good of a game as, or what am I saying? Oh, I'm saying Xenosaga, huh?
You said it like 7 times. I'm like, all right, I'm cutting him off.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, no, sorry. You can. That's how big a fan I am, right there. That's how you know. But yeah, Xenoblade.
Chronicles 2.
Is it Chronicles 2?
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles. Don't at me, people. I know you're already getting on Twitter and you're like, oh my God, freaking Logan doesn't even know what the game's coming out. Podcast. No, don't. I know. I'm just blanking. Promise. But it's early in the year, and if it's as good a game as they're touting, is it going to be something that people are going to remember this time next year for Game Awards and stuff? And it's important for what franchises continue to get made, in my opinion. I mean, if it doesn't do well, if it does well, like sales wise and stuff, they'll probably try and push it forward. But a lot of people look at the awards and say like, okay, well, these are the acclaimed games.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we're seeing that series gain more favor with the American audience. I mean, this is the third game in that series, I believe, because we had Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii, and then Chronicles X, I think is what they called it, on the Wii U, and then, which is not like a direct, like, I think they're semi tied together, but I don't know the lore or anything like that, so don't at me. And then
it's definitely not Xenosaga, that's for sure.
No, it's definitely not that.
We've established that's not Xenosaga.
Yeah, it's not.
I did that at all.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I hope the game does okay. I think it's kind of it's a little more niche, and that's fine. When you have to stand up against Mario and Zelda, no, I don't even think it's gonna have a. I don't even think it's gonna have a shot in the
Okay.
dark. But we're gonna have to wrap this up. We're already over an hour. But like, can you imagine the kid on Christmas morning that opens a Switch and gets Mario and Zelda, and it could potentially be the first time he or she is experiencing that series? Like, what great games to get to jump in and be introduced to Mario and Link. Like, I'm actually pretty
They're gonna be,
jealous. Like, I kind of wish I was a kid, honestly.
they're gonna be so spoiled. They're gonna have the best of the best games. They're gonna look at any other game and just be like, nah, nah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they're not going to be going back and playing. Playing
this
it
is
in
no
the beginning.
game.
Well, they're going to get a taste though in Odyssey of what the classic was like, So that's pretty cool too. Let's see what Kirby Geeks is just think of the poor kid who only got the Troll and I because everything else was sold out.
Oh man, that's not true. Just Dance 2018 is still gonna be out there.
On the Wii, even on the Wii. So yeah, crazy. So all right, man. Where can I know you've been streaming more? You've got a schedule now. You should tell us all about that and where we can find you.
Yeah, so I worked it out, and I'm going to be streaming over at Twitch TV Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from about 6 p.m. to 8 or 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's probably going to start regularly after the holidays because tomorrow I got to go get ready for all the holiday, all that fun stuff, and then starting next Monday, I'll probably get on that set schedule. But yeah, at twitch.tv/CAPT_Logan. I'll be there streaming just about anything on the Switch. Once in a while, I'll put on some Blizzard titles, whether it be Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, World of Warcraft, some of those things. And Twitter at CAPT_Logan, Cap Logan. You'll also find me here when Josh wants me, and be talking more Nintendo.
Guys, you're going to find me Twitter at N64Josh. Everything's N64Josh. YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Patreon. It's all N64Josh. So you can check all that out. We do this show live Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Twitch.tv/N64Josh. And if you have a second, you can leave us a review on iTunes. Man, I would appreciate that. I really, really would appreciate that. I would love it if we can get to episode 50 and have 50 reviews on iTunes. It would be awesome. So if you just have just a second just to leave a review, I would really appreciate it. So
even if it's something that's like Logan has no clue about Japanese RPGs, 5-star, that's fine. Just do 5-star, and then anything bad you want to say about me, put it on there too.
5 stars because he said Xenosaga like 40 times in the episode. So, but yeah, that would be totally awesome if you could do that. audibletrial.com/NPC. Get yourself a free book. Help support the show. OP Seat is the chair I'm sitting in. It's comfortable. It's affordable. Chairs so good they should be nerfed. Use coupon code N64Josh to save $10. And I just want to say thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Like, everybody that's like maybe new or just your first time, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, buddy.
You too.
All right, chat. Thank you guys for hanging out with us live. Kirby Geek, Nightcrawler. You guys are the best. Let's go find someone to host. Who should we host? Who should we host? Ooh, looks like some classic Pokemon's going on over at Zelda Universe. Let's hit that up.
Did you pick up Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon?
No.
I'm looking forward to the Pokemon game coming out on Joe After Work, Nintendo Spotlight, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, iOS.
All right, guys, there's Zelda Universe TV. If you guys want to see some classic Pokemon, looks like Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So we can go check that out over there. Blow up their chat with an NPC raid. Give them all kinds of emotes and everything. I'd really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here. You are the best. We do really appreciate you. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Eat lots of turkey. And take long naps. That's what Thanksgiving's for. And watching football and playing video games. So there you go. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you very soon.